Anybody know a good joke? Yeah, that's right. Greetings. Thank you for joining us this morning at this celebration. I would like to ask my fellow platform members, Mr. Clifford Ray, President of CFAM Corporation, Mr. Ken Kaplan, President of Microware Systems Corporation, and Ms. Michelle Parole, a freshman from Winterset, Iowa, to join me here to throw this switch for the symbolic ignition of the information technology system which this facility represents. This switch will bring us together with our colleagues around Iowa who will participate electronically.
Hello from Marshalltown. We're excited to be a part of this dedication ceremony.
Greetings to our friends in Esterville, Marshalltown, Fort Dodge, Ottumwa, Spencer, Council Bluffs, Creston, Mason City, and Denison. Welcome to this celebration. The dedication of a new academic facility is essentially a celebration of gratitude and recognition. It is appropriate, therefore, that we start with a moment of prayerful reflection. Ms. Parole will lead us in a moment of prayer.
Let us pray. Dear Lord, you say that whenever two or more are gathered in your name, you are there also. Thank you, Lord, for being here with us as we celebrate the completion of our Information Technology Center and the renovation of our library. Lord, you have blessed us with the vision of creating such a modern facility. You have blessed us with the brilliance of contractors who created a plan from that vision. You have blessed us with the kind hearts of those who financially supported the vision, and you have given us the patience necessary to make reality what was once a figment of the imagination. For your gracious goodness, we are truly thankful. In our commitment to continue growth in advancing technology, we ask that you watch over us as we expand on the vision for the future which you have instilled in us, that of providing students with the opportunity to use the latest technology in preparation for the lives they will lead upon graduation. We lift our heartfelt praises to you, Lord, for the direction in which you have led us. In your name, amen.
Thank you, Michelle. Senator Tom Harkin had originally planned to join us here today on the platform. Then he hoped to join us via live interactive satellite feed. But finally, as the demands on his schedule evolved, he was able to join us only by recorded video, for which we are understanding and simultaneously grateful. Let's hear his message.
Hello, I'm Senator Tom Harkin, and it's an honor for me to join all of my good friends at Buena Vista on this very historic day in the life of the university. You know, Iowa is getting more and more famous for its bridges. People around the country know all about the bridges of Madison County. But the fact is, those aren't the only bridges in which we Iowans can take pride. We also have the bridges of telecommunications that are linking our classrooms and communities together. And those bridges lead to a whole new world of possibilities and opportunities. Today, with this dedication of the Distance Learning and Information Technology Center, Buena Vista is crossing that bridge and entering the 21st century. In short, this center will help make sure that Buena Vista stays in the fast lane of the information superhighway. It will enable BV to reach far beyond the physical boundaries of the Storm Lake campus and share a wealth of information, educational, and training resources to students and workers across our state and around our nation. I've been a proud supporter of this center from the very beginning, and I've been very pleased to champion Buena Vista's effort to attract a federal partnership for the Distance Learning Center. I'm very proud that I was able to obtain a $2 million federal grant for the center, and I think you would agree that was money well invested. This is truly an exciting time. The telecommunications revolution is breaking down the walls of individual classrooms and campuses. There's no more important task facing educators today than preparing the next generation of Americans for leadership and service in an increasingly competitive global workforce and economy. And nowhere is the need greater for new information technology resources than in rural America. Buena Vista is on the cutting edge of it all. I don't know of any other institution that is more qualified to lead the way in advancing new technologies for education than Buena Vista University. But being out in front is nothing new to you. You've been leading the way for a long time. In 1985, BV became the nation's first intelligent campus, building a comprehensive broadband communication system that can carry audio, video, and digital communications to and from virtually every single room on the entire campus. This infrastructure was an important building block in the development of new technological tools for rural regions. And BV broke new ground in Iowa and in the nation. Now, over a decade later, we're here to celebrate another building block which will allow BV to electronically connect the vast information resources of its main campus to its 9 branch campuses across the state in Council Bluffs and Creston, Denison, Esterville, Fort Dodge, Marshalltown, Mason City, Ottumwa, and Spencer. So when you get down to it, this isn't just a celebration for Buena Vista, it's a celebration for all of Iowa. Because the dedication of the Distance Learning Center is an important milestone in our national and regional effort to build a state-of-the-art information infrastructure second to none. I know this dedication doesn't mark the end. This is a new beginning for Buena Vista. I know you'll keep breaking new ground in the information technology revolution. And as you do, you'll keep showing Iowa and the nation how to do things right. As I close, let me also convey my sincere congratulations to Buena Vista President Fred Moore on the occasion of your inauguration as the 17th President of Buena Vista University. I can't think of a better way to celebrate your inauguration than to participate in today's dedication of the Distance Learning Center, a symbol of the innovation, inspiration, and energy that marks Buena Vista as one of our region's leading institutions. So Fred, may Buena Vista University prosper and grow under your leadership in the years ahead. Congratulations once again to you, and best wishes to the dedicated trustees, faculty, students, and friends of Buena Vista University on this great day. Keep up your great work, and I look forward to seeing all of you very soon.
As you heard, the Senator was instrumental in helping the university secure a large federal grant for partial funding of this Information Technology Center. The rationale for this grant stems from several sources. One, the importance which the government, federal and state, has placed upon the internet and distance learning. Two, our traditional role and high level of success in bringing education to rural Iowa through our centers. And three, our preeminence in technology and our ability to move quickly in new ventures. These and Keith Briscoe's persuasive persistence were all important factors in our eligibility to be designated as a federal demonstration site for distance learning. We are grateful to the Senator for his effective leadership in this grant. Perhaps most important, however, to winning this government grant, as well as other private gifts, was the magnificent support of this university and of this project by the H.W. Siebens Foundation. It is my distinct privilege to call upon Mr. Clifford Ray for a few remarks. Cliff is the president of CFAM Corporation. He was the personal and corporate attorney and advisor to Dr. Harold Walter Stevens, the man who recreated this university. It was because of the interest which the H.W. Stevens Foundation took in this project and the support which the foundation provided that all of this became a possibility and a reality. Cliff, on behalf of the young people who will study in and through this Information Technology Center for generations to come, on behalf of the faculty for whom this center will become their most important tool, and on behalf of the staff and trustees and the community who will enjoy this technology, I want to say thank you to the Foundation trustee and to the Stevens family. The gift which this facility represents to these people will profoundly influence the futures of young people. And through them, it will influence the future of our region for generations. I hope that all associated with the foundation will obtain as much reward and satisfaction for seeing that benefaction as we already have derived from glimpsing the new possibilities which this facility has opened before us. Cliff, will you comment?
When I left the Bahamas on Monday, I developed a significant laryngitis. I called 4 on Sunday, and if the party, if they were not within 4 feet of me, couldn't have heard me. I thought maybe there was a prospect I'd be short, but I've recovered a little bit. Thank you, President Moore. This event, while the lights went on rather instantaneously with the throwing of the switch, is the fruits of significant contributions of ever so many people. We've alluded to 2 groups, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. If you look at the wide-based community support for this project, that was vital to its success. There are many people here who have contributed not only to what you see today, but to the very important feature of this facility is its endowment, so as to be in the leading edge and current for each of the days in the future. I remember quite some time ago, it was probably the early 90s, when I, needless to say, was approached by Dr. Briscoe as to potential foundation interest in this dream. And I remember quoting Dr. Stevens to Dr. Briscoe to the effect that we perhaps have an interest so long as he had a Chevy and not a Cadillac. And when I participated in the ignition system for the technological advance, I came to the distinct impression that I'm in a Cadillac. But fortunately at Chevy prices. And I'm absolutely convinced that Dr. Stevens would be absolutely proud of that result. Before I boarded the plane to come, I had written a speech that I thought I would give. And the trouble with coming to Iowa is that which you think about from afar becomes quite irrelevant. You arrive in town, and this is a different place. It's a very pleasant place, and the thoughts that you had, and you look around to see why we're here and why we're participating. I started my investigation on that locally by stopping at the gravesite of Nellie and Walter Stevens, because I was very aware of Dr. Stevens' view that through their teaching, encouraging him to learn, to innovate, experiment with regard for his fellow men, he started in his early life to have the benefit of the light of knowledge. I then proceeded next to the lighthouse, which is kind of a beacon. guides people in their journey, hopefully away from trouble and to a safe landing. I then came into the Stevens Forum and was drawn to the William Stevens lecture series on the preservation of freedom. I then recalled the section in the statement that appears on the lighthouse from James Madison to the effect that learned institutions such as this throw light over the public mind, which is the best security against crafty and dangerous encroachments of the public liberty. It then became clear to me that the combination of that reality from historical perspective and the continuation of the lecture series on the ongoing preservation illustrated that one must have a continuing bright light in order to diligently deal with the preservation of freedom and liberty. I then proceeded to the library, and I saw quite a few monitors. Aren't used to the libraries that I was blessed to work with, and I was pleased to have had the opportunity to work with them. But when I saw those added technological access vehicles to information, it all came quite clear to me that the light of the lighthouse has no capacity to go perpetually. There's a power source to that lighthouse, and that power source needs renewal. It needs to adapt. It will become dim, and with it goes liberty, freedom, democracy. And so I considered with the light of knowledge. This library represents to us a renewal of the power source of the light of knowledge. To lie, again to quote an inscription on the lighthouse, on the paths of men. I thought a bit about the men part, but since I was quoting, I thought that that was okay. This facility today is on what we consider the leading edge of information gathering, and I must say that there is extensive debt of gratitude owing to the people involved in the formulation and planning stage of this facility, because they worked diligently to come to the best judgment that they could with the information that could be procured in today's world as to what a library should be, not only for 1996, but hopefully through decades to come. I believe they've achieved it, but things do change. Technology is quickly transforming things, and of vital significance, and probably the most important part of this facility, is not what we have today. We have, through the generosity of many Iowans, I don't know how you pronounce it that way, a number being here today, a facility that has an endowment inextricably wound with it, enabling the power source of the light of knowledge to be renewed over time, adapting to ever-changing conditions. I tried to reflect on perhaps another reason Dr. Stevens may have discussed this issue favorably with me, and why he would want to, and through him, we, arranging for his foundations to do so, participate in a Light of Knowledge preservation project in Iowa. I worked with Dr. Stevens for a number of years with limited background of the U.S. Midwest. He was not unequivocal in his bringing me on board as to the positive features of Iowa. It became clear in my mind from numerous conversations with Dr. Stevens that his view was that Iowa youth given access to the light of knowledge, need to take a back seat to no one. Like the eagle, they can soar to the highest level if they fly with light. Through this facility and the endowment supporting it, there is today light, with nil dimming tomorrow, enabling the eagles to fly for a long time. Thank you.
Cliff, as you know, all of us at Buena Vista University are profoundly grateful. I hope that you will help us to convey a sense of that gratitude to the trustee and to Dr. Harold Walter Siebens' family and friends who have all had a part in this wonderful new facility. It is now my privilege to introduce Mr. Ken Kaplan, President of Microware Systems Corporation of Des Moines. Ken is the chair of the Institutional Advancement Committee of our Board of Trustees. Ken, would you say a few words on behalf of the board?
Thank you, President Moore. And Cliff, I'd like to add my gratitude for what the H.W. Siebens Foundation has helped us accomplish here for Iowa's young people. I am as grateful, Cliff, to the foundation for the way it structured its gift as for the gift itself. The thoughtful and generous way that the foundation has planned its endowment to challenge the rest of us is just magnificent. Now I would like to introduce to you several of the many people who responded to the foundation's challenge in a sacrificial and special way. If when I call your names, you folks would either please stand up or raise your hand to be recognized, I'd appreciate it. And on this one occasion, I will not ask the audience to hold their applause till the end. Cliff, meet some of the foundation's special partners. Dr. A.K. Rubel and Helen Rubel. Bob and Dorothy Orland. Leon Godberson. Dr. Vivian McCorkle. Mrs. Marty Seifer and the late Fred Seifer. Harold and Mary Baumgars. These and many, many more people helped to complete this center. I hope these wonderful and generous friends know how grateful all of us are on the Board of Trustees, our colleagues on the faculty and staff, and our students are for the wonderful tool which the New Information Technology Center represents for the community of learners. My business is technology. I have concentrated nearly 2 decades of my life on the development of software that will facilitate interactive communications, sometimes between machines, sometimes between people and machines, and sometimes between machines and people. In order to succeed, my business really needs to keep a very close eye to the larger world of technological development. We need to understand how people relate to machines and how they can use them best, and how machines can serve them. We need to understand the opportunities for technology to help people communicate with each other. One of my deepest concerns has been the question of whether learning and education will receive attention in this development. Unfortunately, entertainment overwhelmed education in the growth of television. We need to watch over the interests of education in these new developments. This center is a major step in the right direction. Cliff, this new center is the future of scholarship and the future of the community of scholars. While some have professed doubts in recent years about whether education is a tool with which humankind will solve its problems with poverty, sickness, inequity, and the like, we who can see the energy and dedication with which this university represents do not share that doubt. By providing a new set of tools to the new American college, my friends, we have struck a major blow for human progress and growth. Thank you.
Now, if I may, I would like to ask Mr. James Kennedy, Director of the Library, and his staff to stand. Please remain standing. Dr. Joseph Traylor, Director of the Stuart D. Sebens Computer Center. Will you and your staff also stand? These people have worked terribly hard from the very beginning of the planning of this project. They have installed the network, moved their departments, and organized this new facility to get everything up and running smoothly for the students who are now using it. On behalf of everyone, including the trustees, I want to say thank you for a job very, very well done. These folks really did go the extra mile, and they did it with a great deal of grace, and we're thankful to you. This will conclude this dedication ceremony, and I want to thank all of you for coming. Thank you.